we're gonna do a quick video on the phone, because I went to Extreme Outdoors, local tackle shop here in Missouri, kind of like 10 minutes from my house. And man, like I've always really liked this place because they always have a good selection of stuff. Great, like the best selection when it comes to hooks, like when you're trying to find specific hooks, like wobble heads. It's like I can't find a wobble head hook anywhere, but they've always got a really good selection. A lot of handmade stuff, really good swim baits there, like custom made swim baits. But this time, they, right on the end cap, I walk in there and it's just all Nories, all Japanese stuff. And I'm going to show you what I got. Raw, no edits. I'm going to show you what I picked up from them. So, first off, some tumbleweeds. They had some tumbleweeds there, but you're probably like, oh, fuzz baits. That's another video, but not today. What I liked about this was I've been trying to get a hold of these pearl colored tumbleweeds for a while. And then these are the grape whiskey colors. These two colors are super hard to get. And for the method that I use with these are awesome. Awesome. I'll just leave it at that. Those are awesome. Needed them. They had them in stock. Super cool. They also had a ton of Taku Ito's Bite Powder. I've been talking about this. I made a video about this stuff. It's super good. It works great. We were talking while we were at the store, and you know what? One of the things he suggested, which is what I do, is taking the bite fuel, pour it in on the baits, and then covering the bait in this as well. And great minds think alike. You know, great minds think alike. If you're not using the bite powder, you are definitely missing out. So far, we got some bite powder and we got some tumbleweeds, bite powder and tumbleweeds. And then, what else should I do this one? We'll do this one. A full cast of the Coike. Full cast Coike from HideUp, right? Super freaking amazing. Now you're probably thinking, how in the world is that thing going to catch fish? And I'm going to do a video on that later. This is more of a what I got at the store video, right? This is the full cast. The mini ones are super awesome, but they're also extremely hard to find. The full cast is more readily available, still kind of hard to get, but just walking into a store and seeing a full cast, that's crazy. These usually go for about 20-something bucks and up, depending on where you go for, and they had it for $17.99. Freaking amazing. All right, that is so freaking cool. But these things are great. If you're thinking like, okay, how are you going to throw this? Carolina rig. All right, we're going to put that on the Carolina rig and a couple other methods. It says it on the back there in Japanese, so if you can't read Japanese, you know, use Google Translate or whatever. I can read Japanese, so I see what it says. We'll do a video on that, and I'll show you guys how to use this, because people are sleeping on these fuzzy baits big time. They think it's a scam. They think it's a banjo minnow thing. Couldn't be farther from the truth. Couldn't be farther from the truth. I also grabbed, we got two more things here. So I picked up, I'm going to save that one for later. They have a whole selection of Nories baits, okay? And I'm sure that they're not like very keen on Japanese baits, but the fact that they're getting Japanese baits are great. And you can tell, like, they got some Nories. They got the Big Escape Twin, which is kind of like a brush hog in a way, and kind of like a crawl and like a centipede little bug. It's super good bait, okay? It's a super good bait. It's got really fat, like, legs that wobble in the water really good. I like it. I like it. And these are one of these baits that brush hog looking baits are kind of like a staple out here in the Ozarks. just seeing these are pretty cool because you don't see them too often. The Nories, the normal, I would call these a normal looking bait. You know, you don't see those too often from companies like tackle stores. They don't usually carry this because someone's going to pick up the brush hog before they pick up a brand they don't know. So seeing these in a store local to me was freaking amazing. Okay, that is so freaking cool. Awesome bait right there. I'm going to try to talk to, hey, Extreme, let's talk. Let's talk. I'll get you guys on some good Japanese baits. That is good, but more unique, that work. And the last thing I picked up were the Flip Co-Gill. Now these are like a super thin, pancake thin looking bluegill type flipper bait. And with this, I'm gonna do another video on this later. You're gonna put this on, you're gonna text rig it. Now this is weighted, like that is a heavy lure by itself. So you can usually throw it weightless, but if you put a little bit like a 1/8 ounce tungsten on there, pretty cool. It's a pretty good bait. I'm gonna make videos on all these separately, but I was just so surprised to see all these things. Nories, a whole line of Nories. Like they had a bunch of there. They had a smaller version of this. They had bigger versions of this. That's insane. And they said that they're trying to get some G-Crack baits over there, like the Bellows stick and the Bellows gill and the Q-bombs. Obviously, they're going to get the Q-bombs in there. We talked about how the Nories, he said this was easier to get, the Nories company, because Spro is distributing this stuff. I don't know all the details on it, but I know Spro is the distributor of Nories in America. So that's going to be a little bit easier for them to get. Obviously, Strike King, you know, that's going to be easy for us to get out here in the States too. But seeing colors like this on this bait as fast as, I mean, these just came out and they're so hard to get, and they had a bunch in stock. So that is freaking, that's awesome to me. That's awesome. Another bait that people are sleeping on, but I'm going to make a video. I'm working on a video on these to show you different ways that I'm rigging them up. But this one is like the holy grail to me right here. Oh, the Koike. And it's just it looks wild. People don't want to see these because they're like, it's a gimmick, it's a scam. What are you going to catch fish on with that? But from somebody who's lived in Japan for a long time and literally talked to Japanese guys in Japan about bass fishing, about lures like this, I'm like, what are you guys throwing? And learning why they're throwing these, and there's stuff out there that you haven't even heard of yet that I guarantee the pros are using, and I guarantee are coming to the States eventually. Give it a year or two, but they're throwing stuff that you won't even think about. And there's a reason companies are stocking these. There's a reason companies are making these and putting them out. And you're probably thinking, yeah, to make money. Obviously, they're going to make money, but the pros want this stuff. The pros are wanting baits like this. Pros want baits like this because they're learning why the Japanese are throwing those, and they're seeing the results. It ain't a gimmick. But this is awesome. Local company, Extreme Outdoors. There you go. So give them a like and follow. Go give them some support. They're a small business, and they're doing great. They're doing great, especially, oh my gosh, Japanese baits and fuzzy baits, man. I love it. So give them a like, give them a follow. Make sure you subscribe to my channel too so you can see more of this stuff, especially when it comes to all these Japanese baits. I'm going to start doing as much as I can for you all to see how to use them and how to throw them and why they work. All right. And with that, let's go fishing.